when we was in college, I was a junior, he was a freshman. We played in Carolina. And the first time James Worthy and I had a chance to play against one another since high school. Because in high school, we came out the same area, but never played against each other. So that Carolina game we played, we going back and forth. So the first play of the game, I went up and I caught, Worthy's finger roll. And I wanted to, set the tone. I threw it like 6 row in the stands, let's go. We gonna go. go. And the game was back and forth. The whole game, close. Worthy was having a hell of a game. I was having a hell of a game. In the last 2 minutes of the game, a young kid named Michael Jordan took over by himself.
Freshman.
That's freshman.
He's a young kid named Michael
I
Jordan.
I was like, who is this kid right here, man? And so I knew this. He was going to be a great pro. I didn't know he going to be that good of a pro. But that kind of set the tone for me in my thoughts of what I saw. And like I said, if you haven't played against Mike, you have no clue. You have no clue how good he is.
Michael was obviously a great player as a rookie, but he had sat out most of that year with a foot injury. He was such a great player, and we knew he was a great player, but in that series, because again, that's the 1986 Celtics team, and we weren't losing.
Right.
There was no way we were losing. But Michael, he had some good players on his team, but nothing like he would have as his future expanded. But I played golf with Michael on the Saturday before that Sunday game, and we played 36 holes, and I took a little bit of money from Michael that day, and that might have been a big mistake. And as I got out of the car, he says, "Hey, tell DJ I got something for him tomorrow." DJ picked up like his 5th foul, like 4 minutes into the 3rd quarter, and so I got a big chunk of that 63. And I remember a funny story about Walton was in that game. We were doing some switching. Most of the switching, I was always accused of you just don't want to guard him, so you just switch. And Walton ended up fouling out, and he was cursing me out at the end of that game so hard, like, guard your own man. But Michael was, everybody knew at the end of that series, even after that 63 points, I think he had another 50-point game in that series, but and he brought up Larry's quote, but I think that we all knew that Michael was the best player in that series. And, he had earned everybody's respect for sure. If not before that, but by that time, absolutely.
When Jordan came in, in 84, 85, right? He was mega talented. And not only was he mega talented, but we had never seen an athlete like that. You got to remember, in the NBA at that time, Dr. J still was the best athlete. And when Jordan came in younger than Dr. J, I was like, okay, he's the next Dr. J. And, wasn't nobody jumping from the foul line and hanging in the air and doing all the stuff around the rim that he was doing. Nobody, didn't have athletes like that. So he was a fascinating watch.
He wasn't arrogant, but man, was he confident. He was confident, right? Like he came in talking. Like he came in just talking crap all the time. Like after practice, you know how the college practices are, when they're over, you ready to get off the court and get on back. And so I would be walking off the court after about 2.5 hours of practice, and here comes Michael, a freshman, bullying me, pushing me back on the court. Where you going, young fella? Calling me young fella. Where you going? Let's play. Let's play a game to 5. Because he always wanted to measure
where he was,
who against the best. And at the time, I was the best. I don't know if you guys saw his documentary.
No, we did.
The Last Dance. I made a statement. I said, I was better than Michael Jordan.
Definitely.
For about 3 weeks.
I remember that.
And so, he hated to lose. The brother it would be a game of backgammon. Mm-hmm. He was a winner. He hated to lose, and he was overly competitive, whether it was on the basketball court or whether it was in the dorm. talking shit. It didn't matter. He was competitive in 24 hours.